Hello, everyone. This is John Burt, Executive Leadership Coach. I want to talk to you a little bit today about a remote workplace and then the hybrid workplace. During the pandemic, many companies went to a full virtual workforce. They had to. It was forced upon them by the health concerns around the nation and around the world. But since the pandemic, many companies have really been struggling with what is going to be the new normal, if you will, with regard to working environments. And I have to tell you that there is probably not a single answer for all companies, no one size fits all. Many of the leaders that I'm speaking to are struggling with how to find that right balance with their workforce, and rightfully so. There are some roles which can easily be done in a remote environment. In fact, remote working has been the norm for many companies for quite a long time, including my former employer and many others. But one of the things that we're finding is that the companies are looking at how and what work needs to be done in an office setting or in a combined setting, if you will, an interactive setting with the employees. And I think that that's been a good approach for many companies. I have one leader, a COO that I worked with, that was, as soon as the pandemic protocols were relaxed by the CDC, he demanded that all the workers be back in the office 100% of the time. And I think that fell flat for a number of different reasons. First of all, employees have gotten used to the idea of remote working and are demanding some sort of flexible work environment from their employers. In a lot of cases, it's also had the effect of having people question as to what is the value of being in the office and why do they need to be there full time. There are obviously some economic concerns, there's mental health concerns, there's a number of different elements that have gone into that. But one of the things that we have seen as a result is people taking a very thoughtful approach to looking at the work that's being done, looking at how employees are interacting with each other, looking at how teams are collaborating, and also how individuals are acting and corporations are interacting with their customers. All of these things are good factors, and that's why I believe that it is not going to be a one-size-fits-all. Every company has a different dynamic, but I do believe that the companies need to be taking a look at what work can be done remotely. There is an organization that I'm working with, COO biotech firm, that is looking. When I asked, have you set up a policy for all of your employees? The answer to that was no. What he simply did was he said, I'm going to be in the office Tuesday through Thursday. If you want to set up time with me to meet with me one-on-one or as a group, you need to do it between Tuesdays and Thursdays. And lo and behold, the rest of the organization adapted the same practice, that they were all in the office or together in the same location on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This wasn't a mandate. It was simply the way that the norms of the organization started working. And people felt that they had some flexibility to be working from home, maybe not driving to the office or being able to deal with some other personal things that they needed to deal with on Mondays and Fridays, but still felt or got the value, company got the value, and the individual got the value of working together 3 days a week. This was not a mandate. It wasn't a dictate from the leadership. It was simply the employees naturally gravitating toward an environment where they were all committed to the same purpose as leaders and were able to find a solution, a group solution that worked best for them. And I think this is the case. I think that many of the leaders I talk to, they understand that they would like to be able to have the employees together. There's some value and there's some benefits to the interaction that we used to get, what we call the water cooler talk. But in many cases, employees need some downtime or some time to be doing the work and executing and working on the creative side that they don't necessarily get with the group is something that they need to concentrate on as individuals. So is there going to be a new normal? Probably not. Every company is going to be a little bit different. But I think the one thing is important for all of you leaders out there, as well as the employees, is to recognize that we need to be able to do this together. We need to find a solution that works best for all of the parties, and that includes the customers that may or may not have a voice in this discussion. Some of the customers may desire to have face-to-face interaction when they come in to the office or come into your place of business. They want to see a real live person rather than talking on the phone. So we need to adapt to these new normals. There will be some changes. Fortunate thing is I think most companies out there are taking a flexible approach. It will require some additional skills on the part of leaders to be able to connect with their workers and make sure that there's collaboration and effective teamwork within the work setting. And that's some of the work that I do as a leadership coach. So I want to leave this with you. A hybrid workplace or remote working is not all good or all bad. There are benefits to both, and I think we need to find that hybrid mix that works for your company. All right, thank you so much for listening, and speak to you next time.